Join me as I test and review the Lekker Amsterdam Urban, the latest Generation 3 e-bike on a commute from my home to work. So what's it like, who's it suited to, and whether or not I recommend it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I cover all things electric like the Urban and soon the Amsterdam GTS. Subscribe so you don't miss out on that epic review. Now, for people who perhaps like me, didn't know that the founder of Lekker Bikes was born in Amsterdam, came to Australia and launched his first store in 2009. That means that this Dutch style bike is born and bred down under. Now, they do make both good old fashioned push bikes, but this one, the Amsterdam Urban, is the third generation model and really well suited to me. Can you guess why? Right, bit of a warm morning in Melbourne, so let's just talk about some of the features of the Amsterdam Urban. First up, the frame. It's made from aluminium and weighs in about 21 kilograms. I believe in the battery. I didn't put on the scales, but it feels about right. I've previously had cheap steel bikes and this feels about the same weight. But then you've got the added assistance of that front hub motor, which is actually a Fank, and it can make 45 Newton meters of assistance. So I'll talk more about that later. But to turn the bike on and off, you just press it through this button here, and this is a multi-function button. So by double pressing that, you'll get the light on. Doing single presses, you cycle through levels 1, 2, and 3 of assistance. Up in the handlebars, you've got your brake levers that go to hydraulic discs and Shimano 7-gear changing system, which again, I'll talk about very soon. You've got an adjustable seat, handlebars are adjustable. It's all very compact and well designed. Time to get off. Let's get going to work. Doing this route is very direct. I don't have to get the connecting bus that goes to like Royal Melbourne Hospital, then walk down to the kids. That takes 10 minutes, easily 20 minutes. This short little bike ride along, what street is this? Abbotsford Street. It's gonna be only not even 5 minutes, I reckon. And coming up this hill here, very easy. I'm in 4th gear and it feels like nothing. Change the gears really quickly. That's a cool thing about the gears, I reckon. Not used to these, but you don't need to be pedaling to change the gears, and you can go from 1 to 7 and it won't mean you're gonna like derail a chain. It's all done internally, it's very trendy. So the assistance kicks in within seriously 1 or 2 revolutions. I found level 1 for me, who's not very bike fit, to be only just okay. I think if it was on a flat surface, it'd be fine, but Melbourne's kind of hilly, so I need that level 2 assistance. And for the first 2, I actually used level 3. And when I did that, I kid you not, I decided, a bit crazy, I'll ride from North Melbourne, the Lekker Bikes, Lekker Bikes, that's how you say it, yeah, Lekker Bikes, all the way to home. Some 26 kilometers along this route. And complete madness, I know, for someone who probably hasn't been on a bike for a while. I was able to do so. It took me like an hour and a half. It was a very scenic route, but it took me on some very steep hills, like, oh my gosh, very steep. So I was shifting up and down through the gears, going up to the large ones like level 1, level 2. Boy, did I need all those gears. But for the most part, with the hills that go up and down, you feel that you can actually get away with skipping in like gear 4 or 5. I sometimes got to 6, but I really never got to 7. Like I did a few times, but that just felt like too much work for these legs of mine. It was hard. But yeah, nonetheless, I really appreciate that on the fly, you can change the amount of assistance you're going to be getting. Whilst the motor for this size of bike is, I feel, appropriate, Like right now, I'm on gear 4 going up a hill, and it is so easy, so easy. On level 3, you get this assistance that's almost like it's powering you, and that's limited to 25 k's per hour, mind you, and it won't keep going. It will just sort of slowly taper off, and it, if you're getting a bit puffed out like I was, especially on that big massive ride, you can take a break and the bike just keeps going. Okay, so what are my final thoughts on the Lekker Amsterdam Urban? Now, before I say all this sort of stuff, do know that Lekker Bikes did reach out to me, and I've got this unit to review just as a weekend loaner, okay? They've got no editorial control on this. They don't pay me to say this. This is my honest to goodness opinion, and they're seeing this for the first time just like you. So, I really love this bike. I honest to God do, and this is coming from someone who maybe isn't one of those bike nuts, you know, the sort of person who wears the Lycra and rides everywhere and does the 150 kilometers on the weekends. Nah, this is a guy who needs to be able to ride something that keeps me looking, you know, work smart, doesn't get me sweaty, and can take you places easily. A feature which I really liked about this bike that I've used other ones and they don't actually have this is how it's got the integrated button to turn the bike on. That is to say, with the motor, that is. You get off the train, say, and you just quickly turn it on and away you go. Double press it and you get the headlight on, or change the amount of assistance because you're like, oh my God, here comes a massive big hill, I'm gonna need all the help in the world, and you change the gears down to 1, and this thing just changes on the fly and adapts to you, and it's really made very easy and very possible just by pushing that button there. A thing I forgot to mention is the effectiveness of the brakes, and they're pretty good. The front one, not so bitey, but that's actually probably a good safety thing, that you don't want to do too much bite in the front, otherwise you're going to go, you know, bum over a head sort of stuff. You don't want that. The back one's very effective, and I was able to pull the bike up pretty promptly. So all in all, I found the Lekker Amsterdam Urban to be like a high quality, comfortable ride that importantly is really practical for commute rides. Lekker, they've got a lot of different bikes, from ones that aren't powered to ones that are powered. And so very soon I'm going to be testing out the GTS. So if you want to see that video, I'll put it up here, and that's coming out in a few weeks, by the way. So if you're watching this video today and it's not there, it's because it's coming out in a few weeks, okay? So subscribe so you can actually find out more about that. If you want to see behind the scenes and learn more about what I do here on YouTube, you can support the channel through Ko-fi, because I love my coffee. If you like your coffee, you can help me out with coffee, that'd be really appreciated. Otherwise, you be good and you be green.